All right.
And we're back. Hey, today is our Pokemon episode, and we're even formatted as our Pokemon cards.
We gotta catch them all.
Did you guys like the little
Pokemon.
descriptions we got here? Jimmy
I-
is known to have martial arts skills, but tends to run into lockers. Instant KO.
I like how basically his weakness is normal, and that inherently means that lockers are normal type Pokemon.
True, yeah. Let's face it. Eventually, they're gonna start running out of ideas even more, and they'll just make a locker Pokemon.
Yeah, but my weakness is fire. Everyone's weakness is fire.
Like that.
Fucking fire.
That makes sense.
It's like, what's
Yeah.
your weakness? Fire. Okay, well,
If you
everybody.
set me on fire, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about at some point we need to talk about weakness matchups if we can do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
First thing I'd like to do a little quick aside because there's some sad news today.
Yeah.
Christopher Plummer, amazing actor, died at the age of 91. He passed away peacefully in his home.
Thank you, Adulting Life. For
I know. Sorry to bring it down, but he was. I loved him as an actor. Most recently, he was in Knives Out, and perhaps his most well-known role was he was Admiral Von Trapp in The Sound of Music.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite roles that he was in a movie called Murder by Decree, where he played Sherlock Holmes, and it was basically Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper.
Oh, that sounds pretty
Yeah.
intimidating.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not gonna
he's
lie to you.
he was one of those old English actors, very very astute and polite and just professional. He's there's not gonna be anybody like him.
No.
Like Christopher Lee, Sir Ian McKellen, they're just a different breed of actor.
Yeah.
Just amazing, and we're sorry to see him go.
Yes, and if you guys play Skyrim, you may recognize him as the voice of Arngeir, the lead Greybeard from
Oh yeah.
from the main quest.
Gotta love
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
So R.I.P. Christopher Plummer. He will be missed. He brought a lot of awesome characters. to
Have
life.
less
Oh, yes.
Talos guide you.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But we are talking about Pokemon today, so the best transition ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
We like to do hairpin turns on this show.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just on a dime, just mood changes directly. But this is actually gonna fall. Pokemon, our show is gonna be falling on something a little interesting because on the 27th, the 25th anniversary of Pokemon.
Oh my god,
It's coming around.
25 years
Wait,
ago, dude.
February 27th.
Yeah,
this month.
This month.
This.
This is the month. That
Yeah.
it's kind of ironic that we chose the Pokemon theme in
Yeah.
this month, and I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
that was lucky. That was
really lucky.
If anyone's thinking how professional we are, we just picked this day on accident.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, you think, oh, they knew about the 25th anniversary. Like, I knew that we were doing this as subject. So earlier today, I was like, oh shit, I gotta look up some Pokemon shit to talk about. So,
The new Pokemon. Oh, the anniversary. Oh shit, the anniversary.
because
I know.
honestly, not a lot has gone on this year with Pokemon.
Right. So
little
there's
bit.
a couple of things have gone on.
Okay.
Now-
For the anniversary, they were planning on doing a big show in Japan.
Right.
Oh yeah, I
but
believe it.
I don't know if it'll keep going on due to COVID and everything.
They don't even know
Yeah.
if they're gonna do the Olympics, and everyone's invested in that, not just Pokemon fans.
You know
Now,
what? Just replace the Olympics with an international Pokemon battle.
Pokemon
Dude,
Stadium,
yeah.
Olympic style.
Yeah,
Oh.
freaking.
Come on. Yeah, you trained your entire life to swim 50 meters? Okay, shut up. Pick your team and let's go.
Yo.
Right.
So guys, before we hop into that, what are your greatest Pokemon memories from when you were a kid?
I don't really have Pokemon okay, so Pokemon memories, because memories is really just sitting down and playing the game.
Well, it's not even just that, dude. There's a hell of a lot more to it.
Yeah.
I
A hell
think-
of a lot more there too, man. Come on.
I think that my favorite memory overall of Pokemon is that when we got to grade school, we found that Pokemon was banned. So there was you had to be really sneaky if you wanted to bring Pokemon cards in
Yeah.
school.
The underground trading.
Dude,
Yeah.
hiding it on the bus was
Yeah.
literally trying to hide weed. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh, it was I would rather have got caught with weed in grade school than Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
serious
'cause-
the
yeah.
infringement
Oh
was.
my
Like-
god.
So one of my memories was I had a friend on the bus that we would trade Pokemon cards with, but he was only on the bus for like a few minutes.
Mhm.
So we would try to like we would like it's
Throw it
like
across
a
the bus.
stock market. Like, all right, this I got Ho-Oh, I need
Yeah.
a Charizard. What
We
are we
need it
gonna
now.
do? We're gonna make this trade today.
Like Zapdos.
We need it now.
Zapdos,
We need it now.
Zapdos, ding, ding,
We
ding,
need it
ding,
now.
Closing bell.
Lugia, upper 50, upper 50.
But that's the thing. Like we didn't know how to play the game at all, but we were collecting that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Second favorite Pokemon memory, which I'm going back into my psyche now because that's what this shit does.
Yeah.
When Pokemon the movie 2000, the one with Lugia, when that came,
Oh yeah, Pokemon 2000.
when
My
that
favorite Pokemon movie, actually. Not even the original one. I like the 2000 more.
yeah, the
Oh,
original one
man.
was incredibly ham-handed. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I was probably like, I don't even know, like 8 maybe when that came out. I don't know. I think it was actually like 6. Anyway, I don't know how old I am. So, but we were at the age where we're aware of Pokemon and get super excited about it. And my
Oh my
birthday
God.
that year was going to see that movie with all my friends,
Yep.
and I was totally psyched. And we got like the holographic Mew cards that were collectible.
Yeah.
I'm-
in the
and-
Entei. Oh my
Yeah, yeah. So that was a good time.
Those are worth some money now.
Yeah. Yes. And getting my So that was a good time.
Yeah.
Good time. Yeah.
My
I'm
my favorite Pokemon memory is actually I wasn't a kid. I was like, I was like 17 because I was just like I was already getting that nostalgia quick early on.
Right.
So I got a Pokemon game, and all through my like young adult experience, playing all the Pokemon games, everything, I've never run into a shiny Pokemon. So I got Emerald on a DS that I got bought used, and a first playthrough, no shinies at all. I wasn't looking for them, and the first Duskull I run into was a shiny Duskull, and I was like confused. I was like, why is this a different color? And I almost like restarted. I was like, oh, it's a shiny, but it's like Duskull is like red when it's shiny, so it's a gnarly looking red ghost.
The Red Death.
I called it the Red Baron.
So, yeah, that was shiny Ponyta.
Shiny Ponyta. Yeah,
God.
that's my memory.
Adulting life. She said that the OG Charizard mint is worth like $600. Like, and I think
If you
like
can find it.
first edition.
Yeah.
Like first edition goes up for a lot more, and I found somebody who had a misprint Charizard that was like like a miscut. You know how like sometimes if you look, there'll be like another
Yeah.
part of a card like under it that hasn't been cut all the way,
Yeah.
the right way. I've seen that in display, and I don't know how much that's going for, but it's
I
a
seen
lot
it.
of money.
I hadn't even considered misprints because like with stamps,
Oh.
misprints are worth millions sometimes.
Yeah, and like as a kid,
Yes.
like if let's say you got a misprint that
that
you're
would have
just
been
like,
garbage.
Yeah, you're just like, why would I keep this? Because Jimmy and I had a bunch of the original backs, because they had like there's two different kind of backs that they had. The one that's there now, like the cool Pokeball, and then there's like a really retro version.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of the retro versions that are worth
Like the
a lot
Japanese
of money.
ones.
Like no, it's the
No.
the first printed Pokemon cards. It had a different kind of back to
Yeah.
it. It was like a white back, and we
Huh.
just gave those away because we didn't like the backs of them.
Right.
But those are worth a lot of money because no one kept them.
Shit.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually turning 25 this year as well. So Pokemon started in 1996. With the first Pokemon
You're
game.
young, my boy.
Yeah, I'm a youngin. Just for an overview, Pokemon actually started as a bug catching simulator that eventually, because beetle collecting was very big in Japan, so it was kind of going off of that, and it morphed into like instead of just going around collecting these beetles in the game, you're catching monsters, and the battling idea
Yeah.
came around.
So, who wants to talk about the Pokemon War theory?
Okay, theories are last because you can't put the tinfoil hats on immediately in the relationship.
All right,
you gotta
yeah,
ease into it.
Okay, fine. All right. What do you want to talk about next then?
Well, the biggest game that's coming out soon, which is going to be the new Pokemon Snap.
Yes.
Pokemon Snap. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Matt, you used to play the
Yes,
OG
I-
Pokemon Snap.
I played the OG for actually, I recently had it. I sold it sadly. I
how much
had
you
it
get for that?
100.
Still pretty
not-
good.
That's not. That's
I'll
not
take
bad.
it.
It's not
I'll
bad
take
at
it.
all.
I'll
Yeah.
take it. But yeah, no, it's one of my favorite games, and I mean, of course, it's not like catching Pokemon. But at the same time, though, there's like little like mini like Easter eggs in there where you had to like find certain like Pokemon shapes that were like constructed based on the surroundings of your environment. Like there was like a pincer that was made by a bunch of poles and stuff, and you had to like get the right picture or whatever, and it would show the shadow of pincer on the wall. And then there was the Mewtwo in the cave, I believe, was one of them. But that game, and I think this new game coming out is gonna like bring in a lot more, like all the other generations, obviously. So I think there's gonna be a lot more content, and I feel like the Pokédex itself is gonna be bigger. So there, I think I can see them adding all of. I don't even know what the number's at right now. It's insane.
It's like it's over 900.
It's over 9,000.
Probably. Guys,
One-
there's all
one
but
day.
Uno are the unknowns. Like
30 years later, we'll get back here and we'll be like, "There's 1,000 of them," and we'll still talk about the first 3 generations.
we're gonna be 60 years old, and there's gonna be on the
I
the
remember when
millionth-
there were only 12.
the millionth Pokemon has been made. We're like,
Well-
what the hell?
We'll get a new booster pack, and there'll be actual Pokemon cards of us with our Pokemon cards designed from the show
Yeah.
here.
Dude, I would love to have like a Pokemon card of Area Nerdy 1. Just
The Area Nerdy one.
Area
Pokemon
Nerdy 1
card.
would be
Oh, let's
No, it
get
would be
that art.
Area Nerdy one would be
Yes.
the stadium.
That's right. That's right.
Stadium, and then we'd have a trainer card. They could have a
Yeah.
trainer card of like the vault.
Yeah.
Right.
And then actually, Pokemon Snap was like the first Pokemon game I think, at least I know of, that wasn't based around battling, which is kind of interesting. The whole point of it is like catching these Pokemon and battling them.
See, that's the thing.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, Jimmy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh,
I don't have
okay.
I don't have anything to add. I'm pretty basic.
But like, it's funny because all these years we've had a bunch of like console games and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
they never had like a like Pokemon style game until obviously Sword and Shield came out for the Switch. But all the other games that came out, there was one for GameCube that, what was it called? Pokemon Coliseum.
believe.
Yeah, that was the. I remember. I was about to say that was the kid with like the white hair and like the weird long coat. I remember
That
had a.
was that's Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coliseum.
So, but that wasn't like a go out and find Pokemon. That was just battling Pokemon, right?
Which is
Yeah, that
it
was-
had a more like actual like in-depth story though too.
Yeah, you had actual characters, not just the silent immortal 10-year-old that
I mean-
requires neither sleep nor food to carry out his grim tasks.
Well, I mean, here's a good way to kind of sway into the whole games of or the format of games of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Is that we look at the classic red, blue, and yellow.
Right.
It was I'm not gonna say it was basic. I'm sorry, it's not basic.
It's
It was very.
I mean, for the
It's-
like for 2021, it's basic. For 1996,
That
it was groundbreaking and life changing.
you
Yeah.
know, it was very hard. Like honestly, like playing that as a kid, I had the hardest time for some odd fucking reason. I always had the hardest time trying to get the oak parcel. I don't know why that was so hard for me. But in the beginning, you had to go up to the Pokemart, get the oak parcel, and go back down and get the
Yeah.
oak, so you can go buy that one guy that's like having a hissy fit blocking the road. So it's like
Oh, that wasn't Crystal and Silver and Gold, was it?
no. This
No.
this is red,
Okay.
blue, and yellow.
Okay, I'm
Um,
thinking of the egg in Silver. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was, I loved how they introduced that too. But
Mhm.
I think that once the games kind of progress, you see how much more they were adding. Like hell, nothing will ever beat the silver and gold and crystal version where you got to go back a generation or back an era.
You got to go back to Kanto.
Like going back to another region. Like I feel like that was like a great way to kind of sway into the whole like classic. Like, oh hey, you're going
Yeah.
through this part of the league too, and then not only that, you get to face red.
Well, also, like something that we didn't see before too, that should have been really came back sooner, was like the time change as well.
Oh
right,
yeah.
because you go from day to night, right?
Yes, and like there were events and stuff that only happened on certain days of the week. in the
Sundays.
And then not definitely Johto, like the nocturnal Pokemon would come out like Noctowl and
Yeah.
Ghastly and stuff. Yeah, and my favorite transition in the Pokemon games was when apparently you didn't have in the 3rd generation you didn't have to pay for the bicycle.
Oh yeah, you were
Yeah.
given that, right?
Yeah, I remember that specifically because I had a friend when we were like 10 at the time, so we're like really prissy about these things, and like I'm like, hey, I got the game first. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Look, I got the bicycle. He's like, he got all mad. He's like, "Well, you're not really that good at it because you don't have to pay for the bicycle." And I'm like,
You got it for free.
I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like it's like, dude, chill out. Like, he's like, you didn't put the work in. You didn't put the work in like I had to. So-
oh my
What
God,
blood, sweat, and
dude.
tears.
So yeah, those are the type of things that you get really mad about as a kid,
Yeah.
and I don't blame him at all. So
Did you guys?
yeah, that was
Did you guys ever play like with the link cord?
the what?
Yeah.
The trading link cord that you can like trade or battle.
Oh yeah, as-
Yeah, but we didn't do it a lot because again, you have to bring it into school and you're not allowed to have it. So it was like the
It-
time we could trade. And,
yeah. And then remember, Matt, you were in on this. Remember when you and me and Ninja and Riot all got
Yes.
old school Game Boys?
Oh
and
my
so
God.
we all got old school Game Boys and like silver and gold, so that we could
Yes.
like have a battle league and play
Yeah.
against each other.
Dude, I think you know what would be great is if us three got the games, played them all in order, right?
Yeah.
So like we could collect and have the entire Pokédex filled. And I'm talking like we try to find a way to get things traded in these classic games and just build up our team and have everything.
Yeah,
It's like
but
that was
dude-
our
dude.
original plan.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, what happened to those Game Boys? Because at this point, I remember a few years ago, I tried to find some of those, Game Boy SDs, and it's not possible. You've
Wait,
gotta,
no.
you've gotta go into the deep dark web to find something even affordable.
Yeah, he's got one.
Of course, he's got one.
Hold on.
He's got two.
Of course. Wait, you have two
Oh.
of them?
I have two of them, and then I have a Game Boy Color.
So freaking, we'll rent. We'll pay you.
So why are you bitching about this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, how about this? I got an idea.
You got freaking Game Boys
There's-
for days down there.
How about this? I'll go to the local retro game store that I have near here. I'll
Yeah.
let you know how much it is, and I can send you one.
Oh, remember the Game Boy Color? It didn't. The screen didn't actually light up, so you needed to get the actual light extension.
The
on
light and the
side.
magnifying glass.
That was the epitome of technology.
Yeah, that was.
But yeah.
It's like
Okay, guys, it's all right.
once you got that light, you're like, I have made it.
Do you want to do a little Pokemon ASMR? Or a little bit of Game Boy ASMR? Hold on. Oh, that one did.
Oh God.
Come on, man, you got me
Hold on.
jonesing now.
Oh.
That's that good stuff.
It starts sweating. So big.
I was instantly sweaty.
What about it was the biggest deal because they used to sell like Nickelodeon the TV shows in like the cartridges as well.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest deal. You could watch a TV show
Oh yeah.
anywhere.
You can
You
watch
watch-
a TV on your Game Boy.
I had the Cartoon Network Ed, Edd n Eddy, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, and Johnny Bravo. It had like
Right?
3
Um,
episodes.
You couldn't like fast forward or choose the episodes. You could
No.
just put it in and it just went.
You
Yeah.
just did it. Just-
That,
you
that's
just
how
did
little
it.
control we had over our lives. The fact that we could watch something we've seen before anywhere else. was a
Yeah.
Oh
big
my
deal.
god.
The aughts were lawless wasteland.
Also, did they had headphone jacks? They didn't have headphone jacks.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They did
Yeah.
because I had actually the Game Boy Pocket I had it was like the smaller version of the Game Boy original and it was like very
Yeah.
thin. That was the first one I ever got was a blue one and that's how I got Pokemon Blue.
Mhm.
And I think that one had a head jack on top. Headphone
Right.
jack on top, sorry. Head jack, wow.
But my favorite thing about Pokemon is actually really obscure and really stupid. But the Team Aqua, Team Magma original cards that came out,
Mhm.
I love those cards. I don't know why. I like the images on them. I like the style.
Yeah.
I like my favorite Pokemon card ever is Team Aqua's Walrein. It's just badass looking, and I love it. And it
Do you
has
have
like
this one?
yeah, I do actually. And in like the background, it shows you like the layouts of like the Team Aqua's bases, and it's like these underwater caverns. It's really gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh my
Honestly,
God.
I think Pokemon's reached the level where like we don't like you can like what you like in Pokemon. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. Just like it. That's
Yeah.
what it's been made to do.
Now-
Okay, so yeah, here's another thing. What are your 3 favorite Pokemon ever in Pokemon?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on a minute.
Ever.
Hold on a
Yeah,
minute. Jared,
ever.
hold on. Let's wait at the end for that one because
let's-
I want to
okay.
I want to kind of do like a little bit of a transition into Pokemon
That's
Sword
a
and
tough
Shield.
one.
Okay.
All right. So, You know, when Pokemon Sword and Shield came out for the Nintendo
Right.
Switch, that was like the first of its, the first Pokemon game to come out on console, like, in a Pokemon Adventure style. And it was very hard to level up in the beginning, but of course you get party XP, so basically you don't have to
Ugh.
train every individual Pokemon in the game at that point.
Which is kind of annoying.
Which, yeah, it's kind of annoying because you don't really get to watch your Pokemon grow. That's one of the things I have an argument. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is like,
Yeah.
I want to watch my Pokemon grow and kind of get Pokejobs. Like, that was confusing. I couldn't figure that out at all. I was like, what the hell? Why? It just I think they get XP from that. I believe. I'm
Yeah.
not 100%
Well,
sure.
to be fair, one of the things I did hate about Pokemon and revisiting the games on online emulators is switching your Pokemon in and switching them out and getting XP. So I guess it does streamline the whole thing. But
It's a grind.
yeah.
To at a certain point, it becomes a grind to get those levels up.
Which, sometimes I kind of like that. Of course, if I'm not in a rush or anything, especially playing the first game, you kind of had to level up a little bit if you had a Charmander. Of course, going against Brock, because obviously
Yeah.
Rock's a little bit tougher than Fire.
Yeah.
Weakness.
Yeah, how is fighting strong against rock? Have you ever punched a rock?
And Steel. It's super effective against Steel as well.
Have you ever punched steel? Like who's
Oh,
in,
don't
who's
go
in
there.
charge of the physics?
Also, why does the Ice type always get shit on the entire time? It's the worst type ever, but it has some of the coolest Pokemon.
I have no idea. What's
uh,
CJ King's? What's Adulting Life say?
She says that CJ King Animation has also the same, CJ King.
I don't think Life,
has
you
the
can
same
take
feeling
that
of
back
Wales.
because everyone knows Ice is the coolest freaking element ever. That's why the Night King exists.
Oh my god.
It is kind of a it has been kind of like the go-to ice power trope for
Yeah,
Was
like-
it? Well, isn't Dragon weak against ice?
dragons.
Yeah, Dragon's weak against Ice and Fairy. That's
Drag-
about it.
Yeah.
Dragon's my favorite. Dragon's my favorite type, but the thing is, it's also super weak against dragon. So literally, unless if they've got a dragon or a fairy type, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
It's one hit KO at that point.
But you were saying about Sword and Shield.
Yeah, Sword and Shield was to me was by far the easiest Pokemon game I think I've ever played. I got through it
Yeah.
in the beginning, the whole beginning before you go and actually start the actual Pokemon League.
Mhm.
When you go through, you're doing this whole introduction and trying to get how to catch this and that's all the typical Pokemon intros. But you go into it and you get through the first badge no problem, and then the whole Dynamaxing and oh my god,
Gigantamax.
Gigantamaxing,
Gigantamax.
Gigantamaxing. Yes.
That's where they freaking take a shot of venom from Bane or something, and they turn into giant ass superpowered
can-
versions of themselves, right?
But their gimmicks just don't carry over. Mega evolutions didn't carry over, and then Z moves didn't carry over.
Yeah,
Doesn't-
see, it was weird because the way they transitioned it is that Dynamaxing, all you really are is you're just growing bigger and getting stronger.
It's
But
kind of cool, I guess.
Gigantamax, it changes their form completely. There's a lot there's a couple. There's actually quite a few that change there. Lapras is one of them.
Yeah.
Gengar's one of them.
So they
Snorlax.
basically are Dragon Ball Zing it.
Yeah.
Each
Yeah.
new iteration has a new power or ability that makes them charge up into a fuck all powerful form of themselves for no reason whatsoever.
Which is
Yeah.
which was the point of Mega Evolutions, and people really liked Mega Evolutions, but I hated that. I think the point of Charizard is that it hit. The point of Charizard is it's at its max, but the lore behind Mega Evolutions is basically really, really fucked up. In the lore for Tyranitar becoming giant, mega evolving, its back cracks open and it's in a ton of pain and it becomes basically an enraged monster of itself. So basically this whole point of the Pokemon series is that your trainer is actually it likes and loves his Pokemon and the Pokemon love him back. So you're basically putting your Pokemon through this massive horrible change to beat the shit out of some little kid's Rattata.
Well, let's examine that. They trudge through usually unusually pristine forests. They pull endangered species out of their environment, and they make them fight each other.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like but the whole point is that your character, like, that's what they want to basically, and your character understands Pokemon. And that's
Yeah.
why
true.
that's the
Un-
difference between your character and like Giovanni. That's like the point. But
Unless you're asshat from Johto, whose basically only character trait is that he's like, huh, I think that you're dumb
Yeah.
and weak.
But the thing is, that character asshat would definitely mega evolve all of his Pokemon because he doesn't care.
But
Yeah.
And you're doing that.
companionship, yeah.
Yeah.
Companionship is definitely important.
Companionship. I think
But
this isn't a furry bait podcast.
Oh my god.
I had my Raticate kill his entire family to prove its love. I is my companion.
Oh, speaking of which, do you guys ever hear the theory about your rival in the first game where he's at the Pokemon Cemetery in Violet City?
Yeah, and you killed
And
his.
they say
Raticate.
you killed his Raticate. Like, do you
Well,
guys believe
yeah.
that theory? Like, cause I kind of do.
So in the manga,
Yeah.
they actually legit end up killing Pokemon sometimes.
Mhm.
So it's
Well,
not
yeah.
not that far
Like,
off.
I think it was it was Ash. Like the whole point, like the first battle he had with his Charizard, he was fighting another trainer that he knew who had Charizard, and Ash's Charizard almost kills the other Charizard, and there's blood and everything.
Yeah.
And like there's a ton of other points where Pokemon die, and then let's not forget, we cannot forget the Black Smog,
The Black Fog.
the Black Fog, a
Yeah.
Haunter who's literally evil and kills people.
Yeah.
Well,
so
on
yeah,
top-
that was a dark manga.
We
Yeah.
you also got to take into consideration, how do ghost Pokemon exist? Like, where do they come from?
Well, I mean,
I looked this up. They are not ghosts. They are not like the spirits of people. They are just Pokemon that people say are ghosts because they have ghost-like
whoa,
qualities.
whoa.
Oh
Okay,
my
whoa.
God.
Someone needs to slow his roll because that's
I
absolute
will.
horseshit.
I would like to reclaim my time. I would like to reclaim my time.
Can I go, speaker? Man, will you shut up?
Okay. All right. I'll let
Hold
the
on.
Honorable Jarrett present his case.
Now, my opponent has brought up some very interesting arguments, but I would like to say very respectfully that he is a piece of shit and he doesn't know anything.
Mr.
So
Himmelreich.
Spiritomb is
Um,
literally.
I would like to say that I'm about to reach over this table and strangle this little piece.
I did not hit that opponent in the face, but I will give
We
you
really
the back
went there.
of my hand.
He
All right,
really
Glove-
went there.
All right, gloves are off. We're gonna throw down. We're gonna tussle. We're gonna do that.
I
Okay,
think
hold
you're
on, guys. Let me-
serious.
hold on.
You're-
I'm in
you're-
between
my
both of you. Let me
doctor
split
has
you up.
written you 2 fists, and you're about to catch these
Hold on.
hands.
All right, guys.
sir.
It's a good
All right,
thing I'm in
let's-
between both of you. I'm splitting you up right now. Okay.
All right.
Now, hold back.
I'm not literally about to fight about a ghost Pokemon debate. But what's your point,
I'm
Jared?
gonna turn you into a ghost Pokemon. But in the lore, Spiritomb is literally the 899 souls of like evil wizards that are trapped in this seal. So they're literally made up of dead people. That's
Okay.
Now-
that's a fact.
What about
that's
from the
it.
show when that episode when Ghastly is the ghost form
And
of
Ghastly
that girl?
talks. That's right.
Yeah, and the Ghastly
Ghastly
talks. That was like a real spirit thing. That was like
And
that
that
was
never- and
dark.
that never happened again.
Also, they use the cross to beat the Ghastly. So Christianity is like a confirmed thing in the Pokemon universe as
I
well.
remember thinking. I remember she like holds up a cross, and I'm like thinking like, okay, so is church a thing? Like,
Yeah.
is there?
Well, actually, this
Oh
is
my
another thing
God.
I want to bring up. So, what is the Pokemon universe? Is it what Ash is doing, or is it the games, or is it the mangas? Which is the correct one?
You know
Yes.
that's also very tough because it's all based on how you were like what you saw first. Because for me, I saw the show first,
Yeah.
and then after that, one of my neighbors, not Rice, but the one who lived in his house before him,
Yeah.
he introduced me to the cards, and I didn't realize that like when I got the cards, I was like, oh wait a minute, this is that show. Oh my gosh, and that's when Pokemon blew up.
Yeah, and the Pokemon rap.
Oh
that-
my,
That freaking
Smosh.
Pokemon rap. Okay, I'm about to do a plug for an Instagram artist. I'm just gonna double check his name.
Yeah.
So I think So like I said, Pokemon is one of those things. Like I said to Jarrett, you don't need to justify what Pokemon you like. You don't need to justify like what parts of Pokemon you consider canon or non-canon, because at this point, who gives a crap? It's been around for so long, and they don't really
Yeah.
seem to do a great job of like deciding what's canon and what's not.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let's see. Let me just check them out. I have chosen the Joshua Dunlop version. So Josh, check him out on Instagram. His name is Josh Dunlop, concept artist, all one word, not confusing at all. And basically, he does artwork for like realistic, like if you were like, he tells the story of a nature photographer in the Pokemon world, and he's going through and doing all 151, basically, you know, really cool realistic renditions. Here's a picture of a Lickitung, if you guys can see that. So
Oh
go
wow.
go check him out. So like with each picture, basically he gives like a little story or explanation of like the biology and the, you know, these Pokemon. And I'm really kind of sticking with that one as my headcanon because it's realistic. And he makes like Pidgeot and Charizard, you know, the Pokemon that you would fly with. He's like, okay, I made them
hope
actually
so.
big enough that they could carry someone on their back. So it makes sense.
That's another thing. Like the sizes definitely need to be a little bit adjusted, you know.
Yeah. Until they get to Wailord and they're just like, all right, fine, we'll make it realistic. We'll make it an actual whale.
But his like
Oh
apparently
my
his
God.
weight, he's like only like 800 pounds, which would actually mean he would float away.
Yeah.
So he can't.
Well-
So like
Okay.
they need to update that a little bit.
Okay,
A
so-
big thing about that with Wailord in Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's like if you go the armor expansion pass, there's one that's a giant one that's laying in the ocean, and you can go and battle it. But when you battle it, it like shrinks to like regular Pokemon size. Like I'm talking
Yeah.
smaller than smaller than a Venusaur probably, but
Mm.
it's insane. Like I don't know. I always thought when I see Wailord, I think of like big ass blue whale,
The biggest.
the biggest blue
Yeah,
whale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, just me. Welcome to our talk show. This is a Pokemon episode. If you couldn't tell.
Yeah. So to give you guys a synopsis, we're trying to decide over our ghost Pokemon, actual ghosts / the souls of people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well-
say the answers I accept are either no, they're just Pokemon that people think are ghosts, or B, they are like living creatures that their physiology is formed from basically the energy that's left from a soul when it doesn't pass over. It's not the person, it's not the ghost, but they are made from like the ghost material that was left over.
So we have to. Ghost Pokemon is a very interesting concept, but the thing is also some Pokemon are actually intelligent life, like Clefable and its entire line are aliens who came down
From a
and there's
moonstone.
from the moon, and like they're intelligent. They made even in the mangas they made a spaceship.
Aren't all Pokemon intelligent? Because like
they all
can
have
understand.
they all have traits.
everyone-
dude.
Yeah, but they all have traits. But Clefable, and there's another one that a psychic type alien Pokemon in a later series. But they are also aliens that like that the reason they're on the planet is because they crash landed here. So we're actually catching sentient beings of another planet. So technically humans are kind of Pokemon too, right?
So yeah, I guess. Well,
Yeah.
you can't catch a person though, can you? Has anyone ever- that ever-
Yeah, there was a skit. There was a skit about that.
Has that ever come up? Has anyone ever like tried to catch a person?
Is that why like the officers just like so anal about Pokemon because people might catch each other?
But you know what they say in one of the Nintendo manuals for the game of Red, Blue, and Yellow,
Mhm.
is that the Pokeball consists of an area in which the Pokemon is comfortable. So technically, if you catch a human, they're gonna be comfortable in a way. I
So-
guess.
Basically, it would be like a 10-year-old going on an adventure with his friends constantly.
Oh,
and never
Jared, I choose
aging.
you.
Oh my God, Ash is in a Pokeball.
Okay, guys, this is what. Don't knock what we decided to do with our lives. We decided to make a podcast where we like freaking dissect the minutia of things that don't matter. This is what we're doing here.
Something you
We are
loved in
really
your
doing it.
childhood, We're going to ruin it with looking at it too deeply.
So, what was my points here? Okay, next move. Okay, now that we've gotten into the freaking tinfoil hat area of the show, do you want to talk about the Pokemon War theory?
We have
before
a
that.
actually question from
Okay.
just me.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Let's take a look at what Cheddar says, and then we'll get to what Just Me just asked. Okay. Cheddar says, I think ghosts are their own thing, mainly because when you confront the ghost of Cubone's mother in the Gen 1 game, that's right.
Oh
There's an
my
actual
God,
ghost.
Yes.
It's just Marowak's ghost rather than a Ghastly or something. You're right. So ghosts and ghost Pokemon are actually two different
Yeah,
things.
but also there are trainers in the ghost towers that are like
Possessed.
mediums. as
Yeah.
well.
They were possessed
Yeah.
until you battle them.
and you act
Okay. I think ghost Pokemon are Pokemon that have some sort of ghostly connection, but they're not actual ghosts. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I'm saying some just like in our reality is what we say that sometimes when somebody dies,
Right.
they turn into a ghost and like blah blah blah. I think that's kind of like what happens with Pokemon and humans in the world, that when they die, if they want to be, if they're kind of burdened with stuff, they come back as a ghost Pokemon.
Okay.
Like Mischievous is like a Banshee.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And so just me 232323 asked, hey, what are your favorite Pokemon? And I have my entire list of my
Of course he does.
my big six, the big six team. Yeah.
Do you want to do 6?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can only have 6 at a
Okay,
time.
but these are your favorite.
Yeah, these are my so like if I had to
Oh,
pick
God.
6, these are my favorite favorites.
Like your
Oh,
adventure
boy.
Pokemon team, like you're just going out having a time.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
guys are gonna be so bored with mine. Like
and
mine.
I'm by the way, I'm not accepting that only one suit of legendary shit. Like it's my world.
No, yeah, no.
As long as it's not like multiple legendaries, I accept it.
Groudon, Kyogre, Arceus, basically God, and then I'm gonna get Giratina, which makes me God and Satan.
Okay, so so at the very top of the list, Gengar is my favorite. So I would have a Gengar. His nickname would be Mr. Hyde.
Oh,
You and my wife both.
He's got all of them.
Yeah, I got all of them. I
You and
came
my
prepared.
wife both, man.
Yeah. So Gengar named Mr. Hyde. I just love that name for him. Salamence, which would be the flying, how I would get around. That would be my transport, named Smog. Tyranitar, it would be a female named Tina, because
Nice.
Tina from Bob's Burgers is hilarious. And
Oh
she's
yeah. Ow, Bobby.
No, that's Linda.
Oh, Linda, sorry. Tina. Oh, don't have a
Tina's
crowd
like-
attack.
Tina's the one that talks like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
Tina
yelling.
talks like this. Dina talks like this.
Shiftry is one of my favorites, and his name would be Sojobo, which is the mythological king of the Tengus, which Shiftry is based on. Sceptile, because Sceptile is my favorite starter Pokemon. It would be I would opt for a shiny on this one, and I would call it Blue after Blue from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World more of. And then my follower Pokemon would be a Houndoom named Baskerville. 'Cause
Wow.
I-
I'm impressed.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I've got this whole thing figured out.
I'm
What do you-
impressed.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I guess I'll go next. Mine's
Okay.
okay. So I'm more of the classic type of setup. So bear with me.
Okay.
All right. So my number one all-time favorite, even as a kid, has always been Charizard. No nickname.
Okay.
Next would be Weezing. Don't ask me why. Okay, I'll tell you why.
There's like awesome Pokemon that just don't get enough love.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. When I was a kid, I didn't know anything about training, but like I had a Weezing,
Mm-hmm.
and I had it trained up. It was like my highest Pokemon, and that thing killed literally everything. Or
Right. Once you get
destroyed
to
everything.
100, you steamroll.
Yeah. Well, mine was like at 80. Let's see. The next one is Typhlosion. Typhlosion was one of my favorite, like, introduced into the Johto League because of the fact that, like, it was like a challenge to raise in
Yeah.
Silver. I want to say Cinderace from Pokemon Shield. He's the fire bunny. Firefighting bunny. And Haunter. Haunter is my
Just Haunter.
Oh, Haunter's 5th. Yeah, sorry. I got one more. Haunter.
Okay.
Haunter. I like Haunter because honestly, I think his moves are way better than Gengar's when it comes to Pokemon Stadium. Yeah, sorry, Gur.
I'm mad.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, disagree with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then lastly, oh God. Oh, Entei. Jesus. Wow.
Entei.
Yeah,
All right,
Entei.
Legendary.
Get a fire
Fine.
blast from Entei. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I chose one. Any
If
Pokemon.
you
If
you
you-
caught it in the game, like it's fair game. Like you can,
Fine.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you as a as a child played the Pokemon games and caught it in your head canon, you can have it. That's
Yeah.
that's my rule basically. yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Doug Thibodeau.
the first one is
That's what I would call a Diglett or a Doug trio if I had it. Doug
no,
Thibodeau.
an Alolan Executor.
Oh no
Doug
Alolan,
Thibodeau.
no, it'd be Alolan Weezing with the
Yeah,
big old
yeah, that's what
mouth.
it
Oh
is.
yeah. No, that's Galarian Weezing.
Galarian Weezing, yeah.
Diglett
Doug Thibodeau.
autocorrect is kicking me.
Oh.
We've all been there.
So my favorite Pokemon of all time was actually after I saw a fan art of it, because one of the, like Jimmy said, like realistic drawings of it made me fall in love with it more, which was Berserker.
Okay.
It's basically Viking themed,
Yeah,
right?
but they
Yeah.
drew him as like a Maine Coon cat, so like a big it looked really nice, and it's a steel type, which is my
Berserker.
favorite type. Yeah, Berserker.
Let's see if we can't find that badge, boy.
Yeah, Berserker, realistic. I just love it. It's so ugly. I love it.
It's hideous. I want to adopt you.
And,
That's what you would say the first time going up to that.
Yeah, I'd be like, I love you.
You're hideous. I'm going to catch you.
Where is it? I don't see it. Wait,
How did you appear into his Pokemon card? Oh my God.
there we go.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Wow.
Yeah.
People,
See,
you witnessed it
and
for the
then-
first time.
I know what image you're talking about. I just don't see it anywhere. Did
So-
Did it get taken down?
It might have gotten taken down. Oh, there it is, right there.
Ah, that's a
Yeah.
cool one. Yeah, check that one out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so like I'm thinking of like Pokemon, like if I was real, they'd be looking a little bit more realistic. So like that. My second one would be a Grumble. Just like it. I like it. I like Snubble. Snubble is my favorite. I love it. It's just like little bulldog. And then I went with Tyrantrum and Rampardos because dinosaurs. You gotta love them.
Right, that one that's an actual Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah,
right?
actual Tyrannosaurus, and and the Rampardos would be how I would get around, get a saddle for it.
Rampardos. What's that one look like?
It looks like it's a Pachycephalosaurus or more
Pick
of
a
a
card, any card. Pick a card, any card.
Why?
I don't know. Just pick a card, any card.
middle card.
Okay.
And then
I don't know. The first we can't
see anything.
we can't. First of all, we can't see
Alright.
anything. Second of all, we can't just reach
Alright.
through and pick a
Alright.
card.
All right. Tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Stop. I didn't even get done with my team
Look
yet.
at-
You're
Look at this shit. Look what you just chose.
Hang on. Keep that up there. I gotta hold it closer. I can't. Oh, Doug Trio.
Yes. You were just talking about that. Sorry, Jared.
yeah.
So
Sure.
Cheddar just asked, do you guys go for a diverse team or have a preferred type? I always
Oh.
play monotype when I play because steel types are my favorite low.
Yes. Okay. First of all, Cheddar, you and me, cut from the same cloth. But my last two Pokemon is Feraligatr and Hydreigon because
Oh,
you gotta
yeah.
go with the badasses.
Yeah, you got to go with it.
So when I play the game, I try to be diverse as possible to cover all my bases. But if I actually had to pick, I would go with all steel type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Until you get hit with fire, buddy.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
or
that's what I
fighting.
get,
Or
you can face up
I
a
don't
trainer
know.
that's all fire. You're
Okay.
fucked.
Okay. That's why I would have a Napoleon and a Steelix.
yeah,
Fuck you over.
when you get like the half types, it really doesn't even matter at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Unless you run up against one Pokemon that knows Earthquake.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
So
then
I-
you're fucked.
So I actually battled Jimmy on the website, the Pokemon like
Yeah, Pokemon Showdown. So it's
Pokemon
still in
Showdown.
beta, I think, but basically it's just
your biggest
kind
team.
kind of emulating the just Pokemon battles, and you just
Yeah.
pick whatever you want and you
I
go for it.
swept his team with my steel type team. I swept him until I got to the Garchomp, and he just fucking annihilated me
Yeah.
with Earthquake every single time.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
and
but
like,
Jimmy's been known to spam moves, so you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
well, in a fighting game, it's whatever works.
Yeah, ducking
Yeah,
down and
so-
kicking Jimmy. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yes, I play Aquaman in Injustice, and I play Eddie Goro in Tekken. So that's all you really need to know about me and my play style.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna jump on this too because to answer your question, first of all, I really just picked the team that I just laid out because they're my favorites and I'm pathological about it.
Mhm.
If I have to pick a type, I'd go Dragon because it just seems the coolest to me. And it's got the coolest Pokemon for me.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, hell, if you enjoy your time with that Pokemon and you raise them, then if you
Yeah.
get them strong enough, hell, you can still beat
Yeah.
your weakness.
Yeah,
So, just me asked, do you guys like Blue Eyes White Dragon? Honestly, I built Jimmy a deck with it, and it is just it's a vanilla beat stick. I mean,
Well,
there's no way to really do
one,
it.
one,
I
one,
like
one times
3
out
of
of
them.
5, I can. One times out of 5, I can beat you with that.
Yeah, but you got to go with the
I like
Yeah,
when there's
yeah, dude.
3 of them.
when Seto Kaiba gets 3 of them out, and like he doesn't attack with any of them.
It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, man? Why don't you just obliterate them now? You can win. You have a
Yeah.
chance.
I prefer 3 Dragonites.
3 Dragonites.
Yeah, go look at that video. It's
Yeah,
like,
is
sweet baby Jesus, get yourself a Dragonite. But it's much more colorful language. Okay, Cheddar he said, steel types are great because there's so many half type options, plus
Yeah.
the defense and attack are huge. Yes.
yeah. They're just the best Pokemon. Aggron and Metagross are
Steelix.
some badass looking Pokemon.
I thought you said
yeah.
ice was the best.
It is the best, but Steel is the best as well.
Do you like Steelix?
It's Pokemon. You don't need
Ah.
to defend yourself with that.
Yeah, I just wish that Ice had like better stats and a better lineup. Maybe give it like because everything could blow it out of the water. Fighting, fire, rock, steel.
Yeah. You know what part
wind.
I think what type I think is kind of slept on
What?
because it is super weak is Bug, because it's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
weak against literally everything. But if you have to fight Mewtwo, like a freaking Venonat's gonna take that guy out because he's Bug type.
Yeah.
See, that
Auto-
was weird. Like when we in the whole beginning of the original games, you always fought just the bug types going through the forest.
Well, the
So-
point was for the bug types was that you got weak Pokemon early that level up quickly, so you know
See
by the
evolution.
time of like the third
Yeah.
gym or something, the bug types are not really useful anymore, but you still have a team around it still.
Yeah. By the way, I was last week years old when I found out that normal is like the only thing that's strong against normal is fighting type.
Really?
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know that?
Yep.
Yeah. So whenever I'm up against a freaking normal type in Pokemon Go, it always cleans my clock because I don't have any fighting types.
Get him a champ, man. That's where you gotta go.
Also, normal's just mammals, right? At this point.
Normal's
Usually,
just that basic bitch, like basic bitch Pokemon.
Yeah.
Cheddar asked an interesting question. What do you guys think about fairy types? I feel like since they've been added, dark type lost what little relevance it had.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix.
It is. It is pretty. I know nerfed is weak. What's the opposite term? Tanked.
Yeah.
It's definitely overpowered. I also think that its only weaknesses are steel, which are fine, but they really, like you said, they're good.
And poison.
Steel types are really good against like as defensively, but offensive moves as far as steel types are concerned are really lacking, and poison types are really also lacking in like as a type as well. It's kind of
Yeah.
slept on.
And there's
Yeah.
also not a lot of poison moves. There's not that many. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. If you ever notice, like go through any sort of Pokemon game you have, check your TMs or HMs.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
There's like maybe 3 or 4 like poison
Yeah.
moves, and none of them are instant KO, or none of them are even
Yeah.
remotely mostly effective.
Yeah, they're not even that. They don't even have a lot of damage to them either.
Yeah.
But what I think, honestly, Cheddar, what they could do to balance out the fairy type is add my 2 new types, which would be sound and light types. Sound would be, hard to get Pokemon into because there's not a lot that you could probably put into sound. Maybe.
Isn't there Loudred, which is literally a sound?
Well, yeah,
Pokemon?
but like other than that line, it's gonna be hard pickings.
There's a bat Pokemon that has speakers for ears.
Yeah, but that's a dragon type too.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Also, yeah. Also, why up till now, why has there not really been any flying types? Why is it always normal flying?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That is a
I
good
mean,
question.
if Pidgeotto, the whole Pidgey is normal flying. Why? It's just a bird. Why does it need? Why did they need that normal type?
Question mark. I don't know. I don't know what they're.
It's just unnecessary.
All right.
I feel like he was like one of the. I think Pidgey might have been like one of the first Pokemon that's into development of drawing and like just bring him into
Yeah,
the games and stuff. So
I
that's
think-
probably
yeah, I
why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the trend continued.
I think
Like,
they want.
Yeah.
Maybe they also wanted normal to mean common. So like Pidgeys and freaking rats are something you'd see commonly, and like that's what kind of fit the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got a question. Do you guys want to hear about my trip to the biggest Pokemon Center in Tokyo, or do you
Yes.
want to hear
Yes.
about the? Okay. Let's do
Yes.
that. All right.
Oh, we're talking about something. James has got to just shoehorn his trip to Japan into every conversation.
I went to the freaking DX Pokemon Center in Tokyo. How can I not talk about that during our Pokemon
Yeah,
freaking
you can't leave
podcast?
that out. You can't leave that out of there.
Cheddar did mention the only thing I think is so they can have an additional weakness rather than just electric.
But
That's true.
well, actually,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have they don't have another weakness because they're immune to Ghost, and fighting types just damage them normally.
Yeah. What? No, fighting types damages them doubly, right?
Nah, flying is not effective.
Well, I don't get it. Then that just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. I don't know. Get your shit together, Nintendo. Anyway, all right, so let's do this. So we're in Tokyo, second day.
Mhm.
We're trying to find cool shit to do. We went to our friend Rias really wanted to go to a Monster Hunter themed restaurant. So
Oh yeah.
so we found it and we got there and we couldn't get in because you need a reservation, which I feel really bad about because I was planning the whole I really like planning this trip and I didn't.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, what else can we do? And we're like looking around, like, let's go to the Pokemon Center in Tokyo, because that's a weeb thing to do. So we go to the thing and
Yeah.
it's like in this downtown, like really kind of fancy looking part of Tokyo. And we go into this big old building and it's like black marble and we get into a freaking black marble gilded elevator and we go up to 5 floors and we get off and we're in the Pokemon Center. Like there it is. There's the Snorlax freaking statue, the touch screen that lets you like scroll through all the various Pokemon trivia. This is the Pokemon Center DX, by the way. Pokemon Center Deluxe. It's the biggest one. It's in Takashimaya department store in the
Man,
Nihon
don't say that
Bushi.
wrong.
I probably butchered that.
Oh
Like,
God, we're
So-
gonna get a lot of hate now.
I know. So it's basically like a big fancy department store. It's think the fanciest Macy's you've ever been in. It's fancier than that.
Ooh.
But masquerading as healthcare.
Yeah, like this is like one of the things I was kind of interested in is I'd heard that in Tokyo, like they have the department stores and like they have like the attendants and they have to greet you and they wear the gloves and they operate the elevators and that's what this department store was. So we go to the Pokemon Center and it's just basically a big old freaking Pokemon store. It's like a Disney store but for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope you like if you guys like plush Pokemon, then that's the store for you because that's what they were selling.
That's
Hell
it.
yeah.
They
Hell,
had freaking miles of every type of Pokemon in plush, different sizes, except Gengar. That's the only one I wanted to try to get, and
Were they sold out?
I just didn't see them. I looked all around. There was no like empty slot for Gengar. They just weren't. They didn't exist. So,
Yeah, because you have to trade them first.
oh my God, maybe. You have
I
to-
like
Maybe you have
what
to,
you
like-
did there. Oh.
Maybe you have to go get a Haunter plushie, and then you have to be like, I would like to trade this in, and they take it and they'd like to repair it, and then they give it back to you, but it's a Gengar.
No,
Yeah.
no. You give him the haunter, and all of a sudden he takes like a flashlight and just starts obliterating in your face, like going. Oh, it's on. And then the guy's like, "Oh, it's evolving. All of a sudden, you get like a Gengar in your face, just like
Yep,
you're
that's
blinded.
Oh,
that's what I had to
Yeah.
had to do. So, all right, I'll wrap this up. So we left and we went through the department store and like it was not like mind blowing. Like there was the Pikachu Cafe and there was a line outside that for a mile, but we weren't gonna wait around for freaking Pikachu shaped cakes or something. I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah, so we, but now I can check off the old bucket list. Pokemon Center in Tokyo.
Wow.
Actually, now that we talk about trading, you know how like in the Pokemon games you could like trade with like the NPCs?
Right.
I feel like every Pokemon that you need to trade for it to evolve, there should be an NPC with it just so you can get it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's,
Maybe not
that's
every
the thing.
Pokemon that maybe not every Pokemon that needs like a stone or something to be held onto
Mhm.
for that to happen, but like at least the ones that need to be basically just traded.
But
That's it.
Yeah.
Jarrett, now with that, I think that was kind of like Nintendo or Game Freak's way of like getting people to interact with each other with the games. Is that it's
Yeah.
like, hey, maybe get this one to evolve. Maybe you have to trade with a friend. Which is that friend trustworthy enough to trade it back to you? Because
but,
that's what I was always thinking about. I was like, oh god, he's not gonna give it back.
Well, most of the trading now is done over the internet anyway, so there's literally no interaction.
Oh, yeah,
and
and-
most of it, and like, so why not just have that be like little Easter eggs? Make it not obvious, but make it like you have to like go do stuff first.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I feel like that Nintendo was really just trying to hint at like, really try to play with your friend, try to battle, try to
Mhm.
trade. And I feel like, one of the biggest things like with these new games now is that you don't even need to do that. You can literally just
Yeah.
trade it to Pokemon Home. You know what that is? It's the app that you can store all. It's like a bank for all your Pokemon for any game you play. It can go into another game even if it's like not in the environment of that game. Like
Yeah.
I was playing Shield, and when I got that app, I was able to put Bulbasaur and Squirtle into Pokemon Sword and Shield before they actually got put on the game. So I had a Blastoise and a Venusaur before I could they even like added the game.
Huh.
And added them into the game. So I feel
Well,
like
Yeah.
I
Also-
don't know.
Also, like I heard stories about people who like got red, blue, and yellow,
Mhm.
and were able to transfer all of their Pokemon from those games to the next game, and then so on and so on. So they're playing with the same Charizard they had at the beginning.
That's got to be an urban legend.
Well,
No,
some of
they
it's not.
can.
I don't know. Can some of it even really be I know that you can't go backwards, but
so
you can go
but-
forwards.
so it'd
Yeah.
be those like the trading at least in between one generation was forward compatible. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
So like you could like I used to be able to trade with people like my Crystal version to the Emerald versions,
Mhm.
but I couldn't they couldn't trade like Marwile to back to me.
I
But-
just thought of a crystal dealer, but he's walking around with a big garbage bag full of Pokemon crystal games and he's selling them.
Hey, you cut it up a little bit. You take it to a line. It's pure.
Red Gyarados.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they should just do stuff like that. But I'm biased. I'm kind of pissed off at Nintendo that they haven't made a Pokemon World game.
Like just a straight up open world.
Open world and put all the regions into it. I'm tired of just doing one region. I want to go back to Johto.
So
I want
like
to do all of it.
would you make it MMO? Yeah,
Mm,
let's throw that in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
the entire make it freaking like World of Warcraft, but it's Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
you
it.
know.
I like it.
But every region is like its own region. You just can't like go over to another one. You have to like do stuff first because they're their own countries. You
True.
gotta get
Yeah.
you gotta go to the embassies.
Do
Actually,
you
that'd
think?
be kind of cool. In order to go to the region, you have to beat their ambassadors
Aha!
and their entire staff. So it's like, but they level with you.
I got a question. So what do you guys think they're gonna do for the 25th anniversary year? Do you think they're gonna come out with
Oh,
some new game that's got some new
they're-
features like that?
They're bringing back the classic cards and a
Really?
reprint. Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I
they
saw
are.
they're doing that. I'm gonna try my best to get what I can here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be limited time, so
Mhm.
get them.
Also, they're probably gonna do some stuff for Pokemon Go because I've been playing that since the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took
Yeah.
a break. I had to take a break from that game.
Nope, I've been playing it. I pretty much play it every single day. I mean, it's a simple app. You could just you could just play it.
It helps you walk.
Plus, it gets me to walk. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta get those. You gotta get those meter. No, is it the kilometers or meter?
Yeah, kilometers.
Walks.
Yeah,
Kilometer
one-
walks.
When I was training for a half marathon, I was like hatching eggs left and right. Now I can't even, get up to the 25K.
Yeah, they need to make eggs easier to hatch. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they release a game that's got some like new features into it because I played the Pokemon games when I was a kid, and there's a few aesthetic changes, a few minor changes
Yeah.
here and there, but as an adult, I'd really be interested in seeing something
Well,
different.
That's the thing because Pokemon is for kids. That's like Matt said, it's very easy, but like
Right. I guess that
it's for
yeah,
kids.
I
and
would
and
like. I mean, it's not necessarily just for kids, but it's like it was in the beginning. It was very
Yeah.
childlike. When I feel like it's expanded so much that the Pokemon fan base is endless.
Yeah.
And even like us, I'd call us original gens. We were original gens. We grew up like when the first came out. We collected them,
Yeah.
and then of course, along the way, you kind of just like you didn't really lose interest. You just kind of like was like,
The interest becomes more developed, I suppose.
Yes, and
Yeah.
also you rely too much on the past, like I did. Like that was
yeah,
that was kind of my
a
mistake.
there's a heavy nostalgia factor for
Yeah.
our customer basically.
Well, what if they do
True.
this? Like they release like two sets of games. One for like the kids, it's like, the very kid friendly, it's very easy. And one that's like rated M for mature. It's not like, blood and guts or anything, but it has more,
More
like
of the
stories-
fighting to it.
Yeah,
Or
it's a
it's-
little bit more advanced in the story.
It's more like the manga.
Yeah, it's more
See-
like the manga. And like so we could even transition into the theory time because like I would like to see like the Pokemon like the villains like the teams developed a little more and like
Yeah, I
you know,
would see
maybe
like
you could
Team
share
Rocket. Team Rocket be as evil as they can actually be. Because I mean, in the game, like Red, Blue, and Yellow, I feel like
Yeah.
Team Rocket was way more, was like a little bit more dark.
Yeah, or like I have not had the time to like sit down and watch this. I've been meaning to for like years now because it came out in like 2018, I think. But Pokemon Detective Pikachu, that looks more like
Yeah.
something that would be our age group
Yeah.
speed. That look, it's like a
Ryan Reynolds playing
yeah, look-
Pikachu.
Yeah, it turns out that movie like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It
that seems like it,
slaps.
like a slightly darker and a little bit more focused on maybe like the seedy underbelly of the the crime
Pokemon
part of it.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Not so it's like Sin City, but so that maybe people who are over the age of 14 would enjoy it.
yeah.
I,
Well-
I just need we need a master game, dude. We just need a
Yeah.
master game where like it's just endless generations, or not even endless generations, endless regions of
Yeah.
different leagues. And it's like, of course, when you go into a new league, it's not you're not gonna be starting all over and be like, oh, low level Pokemon all the way up to level 80 Pokemon.
Why not? Why not? Like when you have to, that's like the thing you have to do. Like if you want to go to another region, you got to start from the beginning and grind up, and then go to the next region.
Right, just those
Right.
other ones become a collection, and then at some point you can trade in a Pokemon from your last gen
Yeah.
that has the same level that's equivalent to that, and you could switch
Yeah.
it. That I
But
feel
you
like
can like
that'd be
start
fair.
in any region you want to, and like the point is, like the after like the Pokemon War, the regions have been so like secluded and isolated from each other. They need you to go around and catalog the other Pokemon again.
Well, that's part of what the Pokemon War theory is. Like that's what they think that like the reason that Professor Oak is giving you a Pokédex and going around is they want to document what Pokemon survived the war. Matt, have you heard the Pokemon War theory?
I've heard brief information on it.
All right. Well, brief summary. It's basically a
Well,
fan.
hold on to your butts because it's about to be blown off.
Hang on,
Yeah, man. This is the truth that the freaking Jennies of the world don't want you to know.
Oh
Uh,
god. Oh
so,
god.
it's a fan theory basically that Pokemon takes place after a giant ass war in their world between like humans and not between humans and their Pokemon allies, fighting against each other. Basically, people point to things like the main character never knows his dad. Gary never knows his dad. There's a huge age gap between like
Most of the characters.
most of the characters.
There's a bunch of kids running around.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of there's
yeah.
a lot of gyms and hospitals around, but not a lot of people. And there's a lot of organized crime, i.e. Team Rocket, not Tim Rocket, Team Rocket.
Tim Rocket.
So there's a lot of organized crime which happens after like a big war and like
Yeah.
society is trying to rebuild. And I'd like to point out another little tidbit that people haven't noticed. So one thing that happens especially in Japan, but mostly in countries after a war, their martial arts get suppressed, and then they have to reform them as sports.
Oh my
so-
god.
Like
Mhm.
so, like Kenjutsu, like the sword fighting, got repurposed as Kendo, the sport, and the same with like karate and judo. So Pokemon fighting is their martial art, and it got repurposed as everyone's favorite sport.
Oh
Wow.
my god. And this is a
Right?
theory?
Well, that last part was
Yeah.
entirely from my brain, but
Yeah.
everything before that was
Wow.
a fan theory.
Honestly, if there was a so-called Pokemon War,
Mhm.
it's maybe this is why the different gens are so like scattered, and why each new region there's a different set of Pokemon. Is that
And all the towns are so isolated from each other.
And the land masses are so small, and they're like on islands because everything else got blown up.
Yeah.
holy
See,
shit.
my theory ties into that the teams actually have become like the functioning army and government. Because what do you in all these Pokemon games? What are you lacking? Police and mayors and all these other things. Like in all these cities, who's running these things? So people seek out the authority figures, which are these team leaders, who organize these crime syndicates basically to take over
The
which is-
mob.
the mob, which are functionally the government in these areas.
Catch Pokemon, do crime.
Yeah, because Pokemon do crime, but there's no other like authority figures in like the Pokemon world at all.
That is
so, like-
that is very true. Besides,
Yeah.
what's her name? Officer Betty.
Officer Jenny.
You
Officer
frickin'
Jenny.
heathen.
I said Betty. Oh my god.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that in a minute as well.
Yeah, let's. We're starting to run up on time, so yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this world has cloning technology, and there's a ton of people that look exactly the same and have the exact same name, working the exact same job in every single town and every single city.
Yeah. it's
So,
fucked.
are you telling me that the technology that would eventually lead to Mewtwo was also used to populate the necessary medical and crime prevention sectors of the Pokemon world?
Yes,
Are you telling me that you now have a Pokemon clone conspiracy?
Pokemon clones conspiracy.
Oh my god.
The law enforcement is literally being held together by the Geonosians.
Wake
Oh
up, Mary
my
people.
God. Geonosians?
No, not Geonosians. What are they called?
The cloners.
They're the cloners. Damn it! I feel so bad.
Geonosians?
Commonians.
Commoni-
Camino.
Camino!
Oh my
Come in,
God.
Camino.
Ca-
Damn it!
Kaminoans.
The whole thing. I just ruined it.
We just totally like messed up one of our biggest
And
topics.
that's why
It's
Brock-
from Star Wars. You guys know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
but the thing
Yeah,
is,
if
like,
you haven't
no
been here
one else
before.
thinks this is weird. Like, Ashen's like, yeah, they're just cousins. They look the same. That's how cousins
Well,
work.
that was my
Okay.
cousin.
The first two times I would get it, but like for every single other time after that, and
That's why Brock falls in love with him. Like he probably, as a kid, grew up in his town in love with the authority figures, which was his Nurse Joy and Jenny, right?
Mhm.
So he fell in love with them. And as he grew up into a man, they were like the same age because they were being replaced. And then he goes to
Or
these
the-
other towns and falls in love with the same people over again.
or they're clones that just don't age.
You know
No,
what?
like,
how
yeah.
about this? If you guys watch the show, Brock and his little siblings, they all
Right.
look alike. Are they part of the cloning process too?
Oh, no, they,
I'd be willing-
because they
I'd be
actually
willing to
have
throw
a
'em in the
dad,
mix.
though.
They have a donor,
Ooh.
Mommy and
Fuck.
daddy.
right? Right?
Mommy
and they don't.
daddy.
They don't have a mom.
Oh, okay, actually,
They don't have a
I'm gonna
mom.
go a little deeper into this because there's the second movie that Mewtwo goes in, it shows up in. He's in his little colony of clone Pokemon.
Mhm.
So, but the thing is, there are baby Nidoqueens.
Right?
So when Nidoqueen lays an egg, it's a Nidoran, a female Nidoran, right?
Yeah.
So, but since it was cloned, it instead didn't go through the evolutionary process. So when it reproduced, it was just another version of itself, which was a baby.
So it's
Nidoqueen.
asexual. It's an
As-
asexual
No,
Nidoqueen.
it's not asexual. It just didn't produce. It doesn't produce Nidorans because it didn't go because the original the clone Nidoqueen didn't go through the evolutionary process.
I was just
At
thought that
all.
was a whoopsie by the
No.
animators.
But so
Ooh.
that means that when these animals have babies, they're just having smaller versions of themselves, which is what Brock's siblings are. They're just smaller versions. They're not babies.
So arguably, Jenny and Joy could just be second generation clones.
correct. But they don't have to go through that whole but they're not like when they're born, they're not just babies. They're just smaller humans, and
I'm
they just
gonna-
grow.
I'm gonna need some time to unpack this,
yeah,
man.
this one, this
This is-
this
this
hit
one
the biology of this is really not setting
This-
right.
This one got away from me.
All right, let's bring it back.
This one,
Here's a question that's always nagged at me.
yeah.
What the hell happened to that golden Pokeball that Ash was carrying around for a season?
The golden Pokeball.
Look
I
it
don't
up.
even remember it.
Jeez, come on. So like during like the Johto time on freaking
The
Pokemon,
Johto time.
the Johto times, like Ash received a golden Pokeball from one of the professors. I forget which one,
Mhm.
and basically like the whole season's arc was he was trying to figure out how to open this Pokeball, and there's a Reddit called Pokemon Conspiracy Theories. Pokemon Conspiracies, and the question is whatever happened to that golden Pokeball. So they know.
It's already on.
okay, so you're not the only one who's.
The Redditors, the ones who control our economy now, are
It's,
already
yeah,
on it.
the GS ball.
Yeah, so he never opened it then.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if did he ever open it? So he got this golden Pokeball and he was carrying it around for a season, and then I don't think it just ever showed up again. Okay, here's something.
Okay.
Something. In an interview with Masamitsu Hidaka in 2008, it was explained that the GS ball was originally going to contain a Celebi, and that was to be the star of a large arc of the Johto saga. However, it was
Mm.
decided that Celebi would star in the fourth movie, so that story arc was redundant and shelved. The ball was left with Curse in the hope that viewers would eventually forget about it. But we didn't.
Oh shit. Okay, bigger.
You hoped we forgot
I have
it.
question for you guys. What is
Okay.
one underrated Pokemon that has been forgotten?
Underrated Pokemon that's been forgotten.
Underrated Pokemon.
I can tell you one right now if you want.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Start us off.
Tauros. That guy literally, as soon as like the games were, or even the show moved on, you don't really see him or her. You don't see any of them, and
True, yeah.
it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, the Pokemon was just a normal type, and it was like, it was strong, and it knew
Yeah.
Earthquake and all that, but it was like really didn't move on. It was kind of like Tangela too. It's like it's one of those things where it's like I think it's those Pokemon that like no one really cared about, so they just like said, you know what, you guys are gonna go in the bag. We're gonna move on. You guys are gonna stay back there. Maybe we'll bring you
Yeah.
back for a couple minutes, but then we'll see where this goes. But I'd
Sure.
say Tauros.
Okay.
Jarrett.
Ooh. So there's a lot.
I'm gonna go ahead and say freaking Ditto. I don't think that they
Okay.
because he can take on they can take on the form of any Pokemon and or object in the universe, and I don't
With
think
its
that they
move.
utilize that nearly enough.
Yeah.
Like if you basically have every Pokemon right there. So why is that not more of a priority for people?
Yeah.
That's a good
Um,
question.
I think really underrated Pokemon, both in the show and everywhere else, is Primeape.
Okay, yes.
you know,
Yeah.
It's honestly a cool Pokemon. It's an interesting concept, and I think people just kind of forget about it and don't give it the time it needs. It's the first fighting type Pokemon that Ash gets. It's also one of the shortest Pokemon he had as well, because then he just gives it away after it wins a championship. He's just like, okay, you're done.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, let me go train it for a while. I had that one on tape
then-
actually.
And then where is it? We just never see
You
it
never
again.
know. You don't know.
It's
Like,
funny.
but-
that was my favorite episode of Pokemon, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pokemon with like either no evolutions or very short evolutions that people just kind of just don't really care about. But also it doesn't help that in the games they don't make them very, competitive.
I've got another one for you.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Muck.
Yes, Muck.
Yeah.
He's
They
basic-
yeah.
Yeah, so I remember specifically they were in both the manga and the TV show. They have a championship battle where Ash is battling some girl or other or something, and she sends out a Bellsprout, and for some reason the Bellsprout freaking wipes the floor with him until he sends out a Muck, and Muck is the one thing that like this Bellsprout cannot handle because it's a freaking giant blob of like toxic sludge.
Poison.
Yeah. And I think the poison type in general doesn't get enough love.
Uh-huh.
No, there's not many poison types out there. Like there's very small amount. Like here's the thing. Like we always see. I'm gonna point this out. We have more, I think, grass type than anything.
The most common type is actually water type.
Water type. Okay.
Water type. And the most rare type is ice type.
I believe that. I believe that 100%. In almost every game we play, there's always you have to wait until like the end of the game to even get an ice type. So,
Yeah.
Ice is rarer than dragon and fairy type, even though we have ice in real life and
Yeah.
not dragons
Also,
or fairies.
If the Pokemon games, they just don't know where to put the ice types, so they're just in caves.
Ice
Oh,
caves.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
I
But
just-
except for the Hawaii part where they're just on top of a mountain.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I just totally thought of something. So
What?
you know how in the new generation we have the Gigantamax and Dynamaxing.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys remember the episode in the first Indigo League season where Ash and them go to the lighthouse and the guy's looking for a giant Dragonite that comes to the White House?
Yeah.
Was that a Dynamax, do you think, or do you think that was just an oversized Dragonite?
They have a.
I think it's the golden and Pokeball thing again. I think it's something that they use to generate hype and then just hoped we would forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this might be a common thing with kids shows. I need to look more into it, but I think that what they generally do is they start up a series without having like completely written everything. So
Mhm.
like some shows are like this. Like South Park is like this. They basically have to write the shows like week by week,
Right.
and they so they kind of like come up with ideas, and then like you say,
Mhm.
they might not revisit it ever again. So that might especially the first generation show, I wouldn't put too much into that.
Like
So basically,
well,
it was just like a filler.
maybe, but like there's also that island of Pokemon of giant robot Pokemon.
Yeah.
So-
the
I think
theme.
I think they just had one guy on the writing staff who's like the one arrow in his quiver was like, I'm gonna make a giant Pokemon.
Although the first episode of Pokemon, the Pokemon I Choose You episode, is Ho-Oh flying in the air. And you do
Right.
not see him until Johto. You're like that is one of the biggest mysteries to me. Is like I used to first of all when I first saw that I thought it was Moltres, but after a while you're like oh they never come back to that until all of a sudden one of the was it one of the movies or was it Johto? Ash finally comes in contact with Ho-Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but like he also has the feather as well, and that's never brought up either.
Yeah. So another thing that always got me about Pokemon was through the movies and the TV show, Ash has literally saved the world multiple times, and he still gets no respect, and nobody freaking
He's
even
a twerp.
gives him the time of day.
Yeah, he's literally the king of the sea now.
Yeah, he's okay, so he's not the best at the sports league of Pokemon, but there literally wouldn't be a planet right now if he hadn't stepped in. So
Yeah.
freaking give him his props.
And he also tried to punch Mewtwo, the most powerful Pokemon,
and
ever.
died.
Turned to stone.
So,
He was brought back by the tears of the Pokemon, which is the weirdest thing ever.
the tears have brought me to
who approved that script? Like, okay, so he runs into a psychic energy blast and he turns into stone. Okay, all right, blah blah blah. The tears of the Pokemon bring him back.
life. Tim,
It's like
are
a-
you high?
Is this gonna make money? Almost definitely. All right, do it.
Dude,
whatever.
can we like before we get off real quick?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask your guys' opinions on like the remake of the first movie they made. Now,
Yeah.
in my opinion, when I first saw that, like when I first saw the first Pokemon movie, I cried. All right, I cried when I was a kid because that was sad. That was so fucking sad.
Mhm.
But the remake, I didn't have that same feel for it at all. It was not the same. It was not
it,
the same at all.
Was that the 3D one?
Yeah.
The
Yes,
CGI one?
it's on Netflix, I believe.
Is it subbed or dubbed?
It's dubbed. It's dubbed.
Well, all right. Well, first of all, you've had many years since you first saw that movie for your
Oh,
heart to
dude,
harden.
I'll still cry. The old one, I'll still cry. It don't matter.
Well,
So-
the CGI looks like too clean. Like it was something gritty and kind of not really realistic, but like genuine about the 2D version.
Yeah, it looks that 3D version the CGI makes it look like they animated figurines. It doesn't look
It doesn't
Like-
look. Yeah.
yeah. So like with the cartoon, there was first of all the shading was a lot better,
Mm.
and I think there was a little bit more of a suspension of disbelief, and you were able to connect more. Versus
Yeah.
the 3D version, which just seems like they freaking I don't know how to describe it. It just
It's
looks
like
too
Pixar.
sanitized.
It's like a Pixar or not a Pixar, like a Dream. Yeah, like a DreamWorks. or
Illumination.
Yeah.
It looks like Illumination a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It did not have the same feel to me. It was just one of those
Yeah.
things.
Cheddar loved the 3D version.
Well, sorry, Cheddar. You know.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Cheddar, but you're wrong. You're wrong. You
You're just
didn't
plain
love it.
wrong.
You're wrong about your opinion.
How can he be wrong with that? He's like, I enjoyed something. You're wrong. Too.
You're
Like,
wrong.
I'm
like
5. It's like I'm 5 years old. No, you're not. You're not 5.
It's-
I'm 5.
It's like any Star Wars fandom. I like this. No, you're wrong. You're wrong for doing that. You're a bad.
Empire
person.
Strikes Back is the best movie. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay, so I've decided I can't give people shit about their Star Wars opinions because since 1999, my favorite character has been Darth Maul, and until Clone Wars, the only way I could back that up was just say
He's awesome.
he's cool.
Also, you
Yeah.
did like Rise of Skywalker after you saw it.
All right, we're not getting into that. We're
Yeah.
gonna.
Okay, yeah, this is not a Star Wars episode. As you can see, we're
Alright.
inside Pokemon cards.
All right, anything else Pokemon related you guys want to hit before we sign off tonight?
All I can say is that keep the fandom going.
Yeah.
All respects to the creators, and as bizarre as the art's getting, it's getting interesting. Let's just keep it going.
My favorite cards are always the clay ones. The little clay versions of them.
Little clay
I
figurines.
love
Yeah.
those. And also, Mary doesn't get enough love. I love that thing.
So that was an underrated one you forgot to add in there.
Well, I mean, Ampharos is like really beloved. I mean, it got a mega evolution, but like I think just Mareep in general is really nifty. It's an electric sheep. I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Isn't
That-
that
yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that a thing?
I dream. Do computers dream of electric sheep? Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you think
that's
they
one of
think they were
Crystal
thinking
Stops.
about that?
I think so.
Wow.
Nice. All right, I'm on board with that now. I 100% approve.
Also, I kind of whenever I see Mary, I think back to like the Adventure Time episode where Finn becomes like a pillow person, and
Oh, God.
he's like, "Ah, you silly sheep." He picks it up, kisses it, and punks it. I always think of Mary like that. Ah, you silly Mary.
I caught it.
Use it as a volleyball. Boom.
All right, so all right, we're getting to the end of the podcast here. All right, so any signing off thoughts?
Make sure to tune
Team
in next
Aqua.
week.
Team
Um,
Aqua all the way.
We will be on every Friday at 8:30, so make sure to catch us on this channel. Also, if you have come in late and you want to see this whole entire episode, you can always check it on YouTube on the following Monday, because we
That's
always
right.
post there on our YouTube channel, Area
Yes.
Nerdy One.
And
check-
we do keep updates on our Facebook and our Instagram, so check those out. And we do have a Twitter as well that we are tweeting out, and our Twitch, not our Twitch, our TikTok.
I was gonna say the
We're on
thing.
Twitch.
Oh yeah, we got TikToks now. As much
That's
as we
right.
love TikTok,
Yeah.
we're gonna have some skits coming out. We have and I'm Jimmy's ahead of Jim. Sorry, Jimmy's
I'm
on this
gonna-
side.
I'm gonna hop on the trends. I'm gonna be doing the dances, whatever I can do to
Yeah.
get those numbers up. We're
You got
turning
that
our house
viral
into
one,
a
man.
TikTok house. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what, we're always gonna be salty for the people that are actually successful on TikTok because they don't put in nearly as much work.
True.
True. Yeah.
So
But
True.
success is what it is.
yeah,
All
So
right.
yeah,
So, but check us out on TikTok for some good quality millennial content.
And if
Yeah.
there's any other topics you want us to go over or talk about, just let us know in
the comments
Any comments,
or-
anywhere really, anywhere we could see it. Just let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll do it.
We want to hear from you.
Yes.
All right. So from the Pokemon world, this has been Jimmy.
this has been Jarrett.
And this has been Matt.
All right, you're gonna delete all that, right?
You're gonna catch them all, right?
I'm gonna
Caught
trade.
'em all.
I'm gonna trade all my cards.
I still have not caught all of them.